Hey, all my beautiful single brothers and sisters. I'm coming to you making this video message to bring something to the forefront again that I addressed last year in a video message. The video message that I made, I was talking to you guys about dating multiple people. And I've told you all on several occasions why I do not believe in dating multiple people. Now, just for anyone's personal curiosity, I am not dating right now, but what I can tell you is that so many single people consistently complain about how living the single life and being in a single community is dead. People don't have hope for marriage anymore. Not a lot of people. People are not positive in the single community, and they have a lot of complaints about men and women in the single community and things that occur and things that they experience with single men or women. Now, in the video message that I made last year, I told you all the reason why I do not believe in dating multiple people. For those of you who are not familiar with me and you are not familiar with my comment, I'm sorry, I said comment. You are not familiar with my content and you are not familiar with videos on my channel. I'm bringing this up again because of the fact when you are dating multiple people, there is no way you can tell me that you would have the opportunity, the energy, or the time to get to know every single person you are entertaining or dating. You're not going to have this type of time because of the fact there are so many different aspects, dimensions, and levels to one human being. You are not going to learn about them overnight. You are not going to know about someone a week or two after talking to them. You're not going to know anybody 2 months after talking to them. What happens is that you may get more comfortable with them. You may become a little bit more familiar with certain things that they like, certain things they don't like. They may have gotten to the level they're sharing a little bit about their background or past relationships that they have had. But let me explain something to you all because a lot of people are not addressing this in a single community, but it needs to consistently be talked about because I'm going to continue to come at you all about this. Now, here's the deal. If you say, I'm going to say it again because I said it in a video message last year. If you are in agreement with dating multiple people and you feel like I'm going to leave my options open, I don't have to settle, then why are you not settled? This is the question that I asked last year in that video message. You keep saying, for those of you that say this, may not be all of you, but there are a lot of you, you will say, I can date multiple people. I don't agree with what you're saying, Kiki, because I don't have to settle. I don't have to settle for one man. I don't have to settle for one woman. But if you are dating multiple people, most of you who agree with this and you live like this, you've been doing this over the course of the last 5, 8, 10, 15, 20, 25 plus years, where you just have a cycle of dating a bunch of different men or a bunch of different women, and you're offended or you're heartbroken because none of the connections that you have had with people are working out. So now I'm going to hold you all accountable because now you have to look at yourself and ask, what are you personally doing wrong that is causing the people that you are dating to not lock in with you? I'll tell you what a lot of you all are doing. The number one thing that a lot of you all are doing, call me what you want, You can perceive me to be what you want. You can say, Kiki, I don't agree with you. I don't care what you feel about it. The number one thing that a lot of you all do, and I'm talking to anybody that view this video message, I don't care if you a single celebrity. I don't care if you an attorney, a judge, a cop, a teacher. I don't care what your race is. I don't care how low or high you are. You all keep going to bed with people before you get to know them. That's the problem with a lot of people. And you all don't like to hear messages like this. You all don't like people to come to you and tell you to have more of standards, more of values, more of a moral compass. How dare most of you all say you want to find love, you want to find your forever guy or your forever girl, and you want someone that's really feeling you. You want someone to love you. You want to take care of someone. You want to share all the love inside of you with someone else. You want to be settled down. But every time you date one of your men or women of choice, you end up in the sack with them. And then after you've had so much sex with them, then you want to try to backtrack and get to know them. But a lot of you all, the person is no longer interested in getting to know you. The problem with this generation is that so many people in the single community want a microwave relationship. Nobody wants to take the time to get to know one another. Nobody wants to take the time to ask people questions. Nobody wants to take the time to study, analyze, and watch who they are connected to see what makes them tick in all the good ways or even in the bad ways. Everybody wants to see somebody that's physically attractive to them. They appear like they have their life together. They tell you what career field they're in. They may share with you the amount of money they make, which to me, I talked about that in a short. That's inappropriate, because if you are not even exclusive with the person and you all are not talking about marriage, you shouldn't be telling anybody you're dating how much money you make. But I don't want to digress from the topic. Anyway, you all don't want to ask people questions. You don't want to take your time just hanging out with somebody, really getting to know them, learning about their background, learning about their trauma, learning about why they may be broken in certain places, learning if that person fits with you, learning if this person is going in the same direction as you. And when I say direction, I mean, okay, a lot of people believe in God. That's just a fact. A lot of people believe in God. A lot of people worship God. And so if you don't believe in God, you don't acknowledge God, you don't worship God, or you have another God that you worship and follow, or you may not believe or follow any God. You may be an atheist. Then why are you dating women or sleeping with women that you know are Christ followers? Why are you dating men that you know that they are Christ followers, but you are not? You may be a woman that's an atheist. You may be a woman that is a devil worshiper. This is real stuff that people are dealing with every day. So many people connect with one another, and they are what you call, and what the Bible calls, unequally yoked. And you all feel like just because you see a fine, sexy woman or a fine, sexy man, and you put yourself out there and you all exchange numbers, or you slide in a DM, that's another saying. You feel like, okay, I'm attracted to this person, I like them, it's meant for us to date. But then you may go to that man's house, women. I'm talking to you ladies now. Because see, modern women, are not alone in this. There are men who are modern now. And a lot of men feel it's lame. They feel it's stupid. They feel it's whack and it's corny to spend some money taking a woman out to breakfast, lunch, or dinner. A lot of men feel it's lame, it's whack, and it's corny picking a woman up, going to her house, walking her out to the car and closing her door, the car door, and continuing to go on a date. A date for a lot of modern men now is come to my house. So many men do this. I addressed that in another video message. You all have no problem meeting a sister, coming outside of Walmart, coming outside of Target, coming outside of the grocery store, walking down the street, coming out the gym, or you're in the gym. You're in college. You see her walking around her dorm or campus. You have no problem inviting that woman back to your house. You don't know anything about her. She can have all types of STDs. She could be married. Okay? She could be a killer. She could be a thief. She could be a drug addict or an alcoholic. You have no problem. A lot of men, all of you don't do this, but a lot of you all have no problem inviting a woman that you don't even know to your house. And so that's a date to you. You invite the woman to the house, and a lot of you all, not all of you men, so don't get upset, but some men, you crack open your Patron, you crack open your bottle of Hennessy, you crack open your bottle of Grey Goose or Crown Royal, if that woman likes to drink, or you roll up a blunt. And after you all drink, and after you smoke, you might get something delivered to the house to eat. You might cook. You all might go out and grab a bite to eat and come back. And then what happens next? You hop in the bed with them. That is what dating is for a lot of people today. Or a lot of men. Also, you all know that you still have another relationship going on. And it's not completely over. You are still sleeping with your baby's mother or the mother of your child or children. You are still sleeping with your wife, but you all are also headed down for a divorce or you all are separated. Now, biblically, you're not in the wrong to still be sleeping with your wife through separation. The Bible actually says if you are married and separated, if you want to reconcile, you must only reconcile to your spouse. But what do people do now? They're married, but they feel it's okay to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend on the side. They don't see anything wrong. They are not convicted about having sex with other men or women, even though they're married. So many people in this world feel justified because, oh, well, I'm separated from my husband. I'm separated from my wife. We broke up. We haven't got an official divorce. Hey, listen, sir, ma'am, you're still married. You still don't have any business having sex with anybody else outside of your husband or wife. So the same thing goes with women. You all have no problem accepting the invite that men give you. They just met you 2 days ago and they're inviting you to their home and you're okay going to that man's home that you don't know. He could be a killer. He can have a bunch of STDs. He could still be in a situation with an ex-girlfriend or an ex-fiance. You hop right on it. You get to the house, you chilling with him. You all love throwing around the term, oh, I like his or her vibe. And so you feel whatever vibe or spirits that is that they giving off. And if it's familiar to you, you connect and lock in with them and you all are in the bed. This is the biggest mistake that a lot of people in the single community make. And you are shocked, ma'am or sir, that you can't connect with anybody. You're shocked by this. You all do not want to sit down with people. Be patient and take your time having a conversation with a man or with a woman to see where their head is at. You don't want to sit down and have a conversation with a man or woman to see where their heart is at. You don't want to sit down with a man or woman to talk to them, study them, and watch them to see what their character is. And until you all set boundaries, put your foot down, raise your standards, raise your values, you will continue to get egg in your face where you are being used for money, for your cars, for your houses, or for your body. That's point blank, period. You don't have to like what I'm saying. You don't have to like me. You do not have to be in agreement with me. I'm a big girl and I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you all in love and with the highest level of respect, I'm telling you all that in 2023, going forward, you're going to have to change something now. Time out for the whole culture. Time out for the side chicks and the side dudes. Because whether you are rich or poor, when you are intertwining yourself with somebody that has a bunch of other situationships going on that are not cleared out, or you're simply hopping in a bed with somebody, you cannot expect that person to give you what you're really worth or what you really expect. Because when you open up your legs and take your clothes off, they didn't got everything. It's nothing else to look forward to. That's the highest level outside of being under God and connecting spiritually under God, not in a perverse way. Okay? But I'm talking about connecting with somebody mentally and emotionally and with the blessing from God. I'm talking about connecting that way. You all, that's far from you. You're not willing to do that. You want to hop in the bed because there's a lust issue there. There's a self-control issue there. There is a lack of discipline there. And you all are so okay with messing with people who still have other situations with other people going on. Now, I'm not faulting those of you who are not aware, because there are a lot of people, they are liars. There are some of you ladies, men will approach you and they are married, but they won't tell you. You find out later down the line, that's not your fault. And vice versa for men as well. Some of these ladies, they'll have a husband, they'll have a boyfriend or a baby father that they still sleeping with and dealing with, or he lives with them, and they are lying to you. I'm not including you all in there. If you are truly 100% innocent and you don't have any inkling or knowledge of that, I'm not referring to you. But some of you all that knows what's going on, you're okay with it and you keep dealing with them. Then it becomes a vicious cycle and competition, because some women are so arrogant, especially a lot of modern women, and they feel like, well, that's his baby mother, but he kicking it with me. He told me he don't like her. He told me he don't want her. Sis, stop believing it. Because if he didn't want her like that, why are they still living in the house together? Why is he still sleeping with her? It's very difficult for someone that shares a child with someone to not have any type of feelings for them. That's just point blank. That may not be everybody's situation. Just because you might hate your baby father or baby mother, that's not everybody's situation. Other people that have kids with people, they argue with them, they fight with them. They may be separated, but they still connect and have sex with each other, and they have strong feelings there. But when it comes to things outside of sex or bonding and connecting with their children and co-parenting, they just bump heads. They don't get along. And so what I'm saying in this video message is, if you want to you want to believe in this dating multiple people, be real about it and say, I don't want commitment. I am not dating for marriage. I am not dating to be exclusive with anybody. I am dating to have sex with them. Because see, if you don't want marriage, and if you don't want anything deeper with someone outside of sex, I think more of you all need to be honest and stop lying about it, because then all the game playing starts. You start off vibing with the person, you all are texting each other, you all are calling each other, then it starts to drop off. Why? Because you're entertaining your wife at home or your husband, even though you all might be separated. but you still sleeping with him. You still taking care of business with the kids and with the household. But now you playing with this man or woman on the outside of your marriage. And now they're getting mad. They're arguing and fighting with you and going back and forth with you because they don't like the fact that you still dealing with your husband or wife. Some of you all out here in a single community, you go out here and a man will tell you, ladies, I don't want a commitment. I don't want to settle. But you may feel like in your head, I can have sex with him and convince him to love me. I'm especially talking to my little sisters now that's single. You might feel like your sex so good and your performance is so good in the bedroom that that's going to convince that man to put a ring on your finger or make you his girl. Women do this all the time. Middle-aged women do it as well, and older women do it. But I have to talk to the younger ladies because you all might believe that and you all might do that. But I'm just telling you all, as a single and celibate woman, and me being under the umbrella of God, I'm telling you all, the cycle that a lot of you single brothers and sisters have going on in your life, you're now going to have to do something different. You are going to have to set boundaries. It cannot any longer be business as usual when it comes to these situations in the dating world. It can't, because even if you don't agree with me, if you still live your life like this, where you're having sex with people, you're not being honest with them, you still know you have a husband or a wife or a baby's mother or father that you're still sleeping with, or you're still in love with them. That's something else I got to bring to the forefront. A lot of you all are still in love with that husband or wife you're separated from, or with the father or mother of your child or children, but you're out here dating multiple people and you're not telling them that you're still in love with the mother or father of your child. And so every time you lay with them, or if you're not having sex with them, you're kicking it with them. You're talking to them. You're texting them. You're going out of town with them. You're going out to dinner with them. And they're getting their hopes up thinking you're going to give them a chance. But in your heart of hearts, you thinking to yourself, yeah, he cool. She cool. Sex is good. They cute. They make me laugh. I like they vibe. I like kicking it with them. But the person I really want to be with is the mother of my child. The person I really want to be with is the father of my child or children. So many people in a single community all across the board, you all are liars. You all are deceivers. You all are manipulators. You all also play a lot of games where you come out here. Okay, when I say come out here, you come out in the world and you want to manipulate men and women who come into your life. You want to manipulate them and play with their mind, play with their emotions, play with their time. You want them to be used as a seat filler until the woman that you really want is done doing her dirt, or you done doing your dirt, and y'all miss each other enough to come back and lock in with each other for life. You all have got to change not only your posture, meaning your heart, but you have to change your ways overall. You have to change your mindset. Get off of social media. Get off of Facebook. Get off of YouTube. Get off of Instagram. Listening to influencers that are leading you down a road of destruction. Promoting and glorifying side chicks and side dudes. Get off of social media looking at these rappers and these celebrities who are making it like glorifying sleeping around or being a female or a male pimp is where it's at. All of this stuff comes to a halt sooner or later. People are still getting STDs. People are still losing their lives by the hands of someone who took your interaction and your connection and communication with them the wrong way. Men and women are being deleted by the boatloads because they failed to be straight up and real with someone they were sleeping with or dating. Now is the time. You're not getting any younger. None of us are getting any younger. I don't care if you're 24 years old. You're not going backwards. You're not getting younger. You're steady getting older. And you're closer to death now than you were when you were 17 or 18. People are not playing with their heart and their time. And so if you know that you don't want to be married, if you know that you don't want to be locked in with somebody, be honest with them and pay more attention to where somebody is mentally and emotionally, because you may have a woman, man, that says, okay, babe, I get it. You don't want to be married. You don't want us to be exclusive. We just gonna kick it and be physical with each other. We just gonna be homie loving friends, whatever. But if you really don't know that woman, she could tell you that today, but you keep sleeping with her. I'm sorry. Over time, she's gonna develop stronger feelings for you. And when you are ready to jump ship and go to the woman you really want, or just get a whole nother woman, you don't know how she's going to react. The same thing goes for you ladies. Do you all know how many black women out here, women period, but we hear it reported more with African American women that have simply been sleeping with men or shacking up, living with men. They were not married to them, and when they got fed up with all the games that the man was playing with them, they may have been cool with it for the past 2, 3, 5, 8 years, but they got tired of that man putting another woman before them, going back to the wife, going back to the other baby mother, going to other women, and they packed up their stuff and they left. And you know what happened to a lot of these beautiful black queens that are in the grave? That man took their life from them because they thought the woman was never going anywhere. And when she got fed up with the games and the manipulation and the lies that man was telling her, they took it up on themselves to delete her. You all need to wake up. Again, you can feel however you want to feel about me, but I have to tell you all the truth. You all cannot continue to be hopping in the bed with people just because you know you can do it. You all cannot keep walking around super arrogant, puffed up, thinking you the man or you the woman, or as a lot of you women like to address yourself, I'm that B. Or a lot of you men like to be like, I'm that NIGGA. So full of yourself. And you really think until the end of time, you're going to continue to be able to live your life like this with no type of judgment and no consequences. There is no way. There is no way. African American brothers and sisters and people all over the world who is viewing this video message, especially in the single community, clean it up. It's time to do better. It is time to set boundaries. It is time to come out of mess and confusion. Stop hopping in the bed with these people. Call it lame, call it corny, call it stupid, call it a waste of your time. Then if it's a waste of your time to marry a woman, you don't want to date a single mother, you don't want to date a woman with kids, you don't want to date a fat woman, you don't want to date a woman that's not making as much money as you, or ladies, you don't want to date a man that's not making $200K a year, you don't want to date a man that's not driving a luxury or sports car. You don't want to date a man that is not going to buy you Louis Vuitton. All these stipulations, everybody want to keep putting on love. And all these lists that everybody are developing. I'm not saying don't have a preference. Don't twist up my words. Don't play with me. Have your preference. But again, nobody is including God in anything. Nobody is consulting with God. You all have thrown prayer completely out the window. because you are so worried about getting a nut off. Yes, me, a saved woman, I just said that. I'll say it again. You're so worried about getting a nut off. You're so busy worried about climaxing. Okay? And that's if it even happened for you. I'll stop there. You all have to do something different. A lot of you all stay in drama, mess, and confusion, and you're crying your eyes out, and you're having heart palpitations, and you're overeating or undereating. You can't go to work. You're sick in the head. You're stalking somebody. You creating different social media pages because you are full of lust. You're having sex with these different people. You got all these different doors open, and you don't want to be straight up and real with nobody. Or you lie and act like in the beginning you're okay with just being sex buddies, but over time when you develop feelings, you don't want to back away and cut it off. You continue it. And when they ready to leave, now you want to get physical. You want to hurt them. And that go for men and women. So I'm telling you all, before I end the video message, do something different. And if you say you don't have to settle, and that's why you date multiple people, again, I'm going to ask the question again, then why are you not settled? If you feel like you don't have to settle, then ma'am or sir, why are you not settled? You should have been had a wife 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Seriously, for crying out loud. Now I'm going to say the line that the old folks say, or white people, whatever. For crying out loud, Jimmy. I mean, you really could have been married like 10 or 15 years ago. I mean, you're dating all of these people, Nancy. You're sleeping with all of these different people saying that you don't have to settle, but you haven't settled. You all have not settled. So now who's going to take you seriously? For crying out loud, you guys, some of you are grandparents now. You in your late 30s, early 40s. You have a grandchild. And you still out here playing games with people, feelings and emotions and time. You a whole grandmother, 37, 38, 40, 41, 42, 45, 48 years old. And you still playing games that you was playing when you was 16 and 17 in high school with men and women that you dated. You all are still not honoring marriage. You did all the stuff you did, said your vows before witnesses and God. Stuff got tough. The pressure came in your marriage. And instead of working on that and facing that and humbling yourself to your spouse, which the husband and wife is both supposed to be doing that with each other and under God, you rather go out here